Today I am going to discuss about Acharya Vedanta Desika, who is Vadagalai sect in Sri Vaishnavism. Let us see with prayer. Shriman Venkatanatharya Kavitarkika Kesari Vedantacharya Varyo Me Sannidhattam Sada Hridi. In the Perumal Koil, there was an Ananta Somayaji of Vishwamitra Gotram, who was one of the 74 Simhasana Adhipatis nominated by Bhagavad Ramanuja. His son was Pundarika Yajva. His son was Anantasuri. Pundarika Yajva approached Apular, belonging to the same dynasty of Atreya Ramanuja Kidambi Akan, and requested to give the later sister Totaramba in marriage with his son Anantasuri. That night, Devaraja appeared in a dream of Apular and approved the proposal, saying that this marriage one would be the prime torchbearer of Ramanuja Darshanam. The very next day, the marriage of Anantasuri and Totaramba was celebrated and they lived as pious couple. As ordered by the Lord of Tiruvengadam and Padmavati Tayar, the couple went on a pilgrimage to Tirumalai. The Lord appeared in their dreams in the form of a Sri Vaishnava youth and handed over a bell, small golden bell, which Totaramba swallowed. Next morning, when they compared the notes, they were astonished to find how both of them had the same dream, which concurred in every detail. As the Archakar opened the doors at Sanctum Sanctorum, that means Moola Virat, he found the bell missing. During an investigation ordered the loss of bell. Then what happened? The Lord appeared before them in Avesha form on Tirumala Nambi and told that he had himself presented the bell to Anantasuri couple. And then onwards, the small hand bell need not be used in the Tiruvaradhana in the temple. So you can say even today in Tirumala, when the Naivedyam is offered to the Lord Venkateshwara, it is only the huge bell suspended in the front hall that is being rung. Swami Desika's Avatara. 12 years after this incident, the Ganta of the Lord was born as Ganta Avatara Alvar. The avatar of Tupul Kulamani was in the Kali Yuga, year 4370, which corresponds to 1268 AD, year Vibhava Sammatsara, Purattasi Masam, on the Dashami day of Shukla Paksha, in the Nakshatram of Shravanam, the same as that of Lord Venkateshwara, also same. He was born in Tupul in Kanchipuram, the birthplace of Poigai Alvar also. Namakaranam and Lord Varadaraja's blessing. As he was born during the Tirthotsava of Lord Venkateshwara, Apular, his uncle, named him Vengadanathan. After the first birthday, he took the child to Perarulan Perumal temple at Kanchi near Madras. The Lord blessed the child to become the become light of Sri Vaishnava Darshanam like Ramanuja. Swami Desika himself mentions this in his Amruta Ranjani. Thus, Andre Adaikalam Kondana Attigiri Tirumal. The child had his Chaulam earrings in the 3rd year and Aksharabhyasam at the age of 5th year. His encounter with Nadadur Ammal One day, Apular took the boy, who was hardly 5 years old, with him to the eastern prakaram of Lord Varadaraja temple to attend Sri Bhashya Kalakshepam of Nadadur Ammal. Ammal was so impressed with the captivating brilliance of the kid, and he stopped the discourse to exchange pleasantries. Later, when he tried to resume the discourse, Ammal was fumbling as to the content where he left off. Our Thupul Pillai reminded him of the context. Ammal was overwhelmed and took the boy on his lap, hugged him and blessed him, saying, Pratishtapita Vedantaha Pratikshipta Bahirmataha Bhuyastrai Vidyamanyasvam Bhuri Kalyana Bhajanam. You will establish Vedanta on a firm footing, demolishing the misrepresentations of other faiths. Even today, one can see the painting of the scene of Ammal blessing the boy on the ceiling in front of the Kanchi Vaidan Mandapam in the temple of Lord Varadaraja in Kanchipuram. He made Apollo to initiate the boy in all the Shastras and other secret doctrines. In his early stage, he learnt Vedas, Samanya Shastras, Sri Bhashya and other scriptures under the initiation of Apollo. By age 20, Desika became an unparalleled Vidwan, so much that elders wondered whether he was a combined reincarnation of Alvan, Nathamuni, Alavandar, Udayavar, Pillan and other exponents of Darshanam who seemed to have entered his soul. So many incarnations of the Alvars. He got married at the age of 21 with a beautiful maiden named Tirumangai Akka Kanakavalli under the blessings of Apular Swami. By age 27, he had already become an Acharya, delivering speeches on various granthas and mantras to his disciples. He is reputed to have delivered discourses on Sri Bhashyam over 30 times in his lifetime. Let us see some incidents occurred in his life of Swami Desika. At Tiruvahindrapuram, on the demise of Apular, he proceeded to Tiruvahindrapuram, where he climbed the Aushadri Parvata, sat under an Ashwatha tree and meditated on the Vedamaya Swarupa Garuda, the divine bird vehicle of Lord Vishnu, reciting the Garuda mantra to him given by his guru. What is Garuda mantra? Om Pakshirajaya Vidmahe Pakshidevaya Dhimahi Tanno Pakshihi Prachodayad. This is called Garuda Gayatri. This mantra is used to remove black magic and negative influences from life. Worship your Guru and Lord Narayana before chanting this mantra, etc. for the prosperous life. Garuda appeared before him and taught him the Hayagriva mantra. As he recited it, Lord Hayagriva appeared before him, fed him with the nectar, amrita, falling from his mouth, or given him, presented an icon of himself to Desika. Feeling grateful, thankful, Swami Desika composed Hayagriva Sotram, Garuda Panchashat, Garuda Dandakam, Achyutashtakam, Devanayaka Panchashat, etc. in Sanskrit and Mummani Kovai and Navamani Malai, etc. in Tamil. There was no branch of knowledge, literary or scientific, in which he was not proficient. On the many deities he sang about, Devanada of Tiruvahindrapuram is the only one who has been praised on 3 languages called Sanskrit, Prakrit and Tamil. But unfortunately, the Tamil poems mentioned about which are in the nature of love lore are lost for us now. At Tirukovilur, on his way back to Kanchi, he visited Gopapura, mean Tirukovilur, another name, where he composed the famous Dahalisha Stuti at Kanchipuram. Returning to Kanchipuram, he performed the Atma Raksha Bhara Samarpanam and composed Nyasa Dashakam, Varadaraja Panchashat, etc. in Sanskrit and Adaikal Pattu, Artha Panchakam, etc. in Tamil. During his stay in Kanchipuram, Swami took the opportunity to visit several shrines in and around Kanchipuram and composed lyrics of importable or uncomparable beauty on the Lords in various shrines. He composed in Sanskrit Sharanagati Deepika on Lord Deepa Prakasha, Kamashikashtaka on Lord Narasimha Swami, whose temple is on the banks of the river Vegavati. Now, one of the shloka from Kamashikashtakam. Shrutinam uttaram bhagam Vegavatyaśya dakshinam Kamat adivasanchiyat Kaschit adbhuta kesari. Swami Desika describes the Bhagavan as Kaschit adbhuta keshari. This incomparable form of Lord with the lion's face and human body is indeed awesome and full of wonders. Hence, it is a Adbhuta Kesari. It is neither lion nor man. This Adbhuta Kesari is celebrated in the last section of the Vedas in Upanishads as suggested by Swami Deshika through the choice of words Shrutinam Uttaram Bhagam. He chose out of his lesson or his own volition the site of Tiruvelikai and resides there on the southern bank of Vegavati river as indicated by the stotra what we heard now. Swami Desika offers his Mangala Shashanam to this Adbhuta Keshara and hails him to thrive there in his supreme glory. May this Kamashika Narasimha, known for his infallibility in protecting his devotees, thrive at Tiruvelukkai is a prayer of the Acharya. He also composed Ashtabhujashtaka in praise of the 8-armed Lord Ashtabhuja temple, Vega Stotra on Lord Yatoktari, Paramartha Stuti on Lord Vijaya Raghava at Tiruputpuri. He also composed the Sri Vaishnava Dinasari, Pannir Namam, Tiruchinnammalai in Manipravada Sampradaya Parishuddhi. Lord Varadaraja blessed Swami with an illustration son of Varadaraja in 1317 AD. He followed the footsteps of his illustration's father and shone like a lamp lit from another lamp. Swami's visit to Tirupati. Later, Desika Swami set forth a pilgrimage to north. The first visit was Tirumala, where he composed the famous Daya Shatakam, and the Lord conferred on him the honor face of Vedantacharya. Swami himself refers elsewhere that it was Lord Ranganatha who gave the title on him. We should know that Swami Desika did not treat any deity with any partiality, but considered as one and the same. He explained, Vedanta Deshika Pade Viniveshya Balam, meaning, oh, how the Lord had elevated me, a mere boy, into a competent Acharya. A shloka from Daya Sataka. See, let us, for example. Prapadyetam giriprayaha Srinivasanukampaya Iktusarasravantyeva Yanmurtya Sharkaraitam. seek as refuge. Refuge means shelter. The sacred hill of Lord Venkateshwara, which has its origin from the flow of river Daya, means compassion of Lord Srivasanukampa. The nectarine flow, constituted by the sweet sugarcane juice of Lord's compassion, are grace crystallized and has become the veritable hill of Lord Venkateshwara. The Dayagunam is superior to all the auspicious gunas of the Lord. Swami Desikan visualized the embodiment of this Dayaguna taking the shape of the hills of Tirumala. Lord forgives all the insufferable trespasses of the jivas, means human beings. This type of quality of compassion grants all the desired wishes of the devotees. Swami's pilgrimage towards north side. He went on a pilgrimage to several places like Tirukudigavu, Ayodhya, Kashi, Mathura, Avanti, Badrinarayana Ashrama, Puri, Brindavan, Dwaraka, Gaya, Shalagramam, Sri Kurmam, etc. Before returning to Kanchi, he also visited Tiruvallikeni and Tiruvallu. These two are Vaishnava's temple. The Archamurti of Hayagriva, which was originally worshipped by goddess Saraswati and handed over by her to Bhagavad Ramanuja, was being subsequently worshipped by Pidalokacharya and Pundarikaksha. This Pundarikaksha was a son-in-law of Appular and working as the Rajguru of the Rayar Samsthanam in the north. As ordered by the Lord, Pundarikaksha handed over the Murti to Swami Desika with royal honors. Swami Desika's activities. Once, in his boyhood friend, one is Vidyaranya, a court official of Vijayanagara kingdom, wanted to help Desika financially and invited him to the court for the purpose. But Desikan declined and sent him a letter containing his famous Vairagya Panchakam, depicting his renunciation of and detachment from worldly wealth. Another incident. Swami was requested to preside over and moderate in a debate between Advaita Vidwan Vidyaranyar and Dvaita Vidwan Akshobhya. After hearing the arguments of both, he gave ruling impartiality that Akshobhya's views were in accordance with Pramanas, even though Vidyaranyaka was his friend from his childhood, and settled the dispute. Another. In Kanchi, a snake charmer brought a few snakes and asked Desika if he could control them. Desika drew a line on the floor with a piece of chalk. The snake could not cross a line, but when a poisonous snake crossed and threateningly advanced towards him, he uttered the Garuda mantra. Immediately a Garuda bird appeared and picked up all the serpents and flew away. Deprived of his only means of livelihood, the snake charmer begged to be excused. Desika recited his Garuda Dandakam and the bird brought back to the snakes. Another. As ordered by Udayanar or Udayavar, Swami composed 15 Vedanta Granthas like Bhagavad Dhyana Soppanam, Dashavatara Stotram, Tattva Mukta Kallapam, Sarvardha Siddhi, Nyaya Parisuddhi, Nyaya Siddha Jnanam, Sheshwara Mimamsha, Tattva Tika. Tattva Tika is one of the work of Deshikacharya. Periyavachan Pillai requested Swami to compose a shorter version explaining the essence of Prapatti Sastras. Accordingly, Swami composed Nyasa Vimshati, Nyasa Tilakam and Nyasa Dashakam. Incidents in the life of Swami. Once a Vidwan by name Krishna Mishra challenged Swami whether he could write a drama to match his own drama, Prabodha Suryodayam. Swami wrote within just one night, named Sankalpa Suryodayam, a marvelous allegorical drama in 10 acts in which qualities like Viveka and evil tendencies like jealousy, greed, etc. were personified as a dramatized person. See, Vedanta Deshikacharya, not only writer of stotras, bhashyas and granthas, even he had the capability of writing dramas like Sankalpa Suryodaya to compete the another drama of Prabodha Suryodayam. However, he succeeded. Therefore, he was honored with the title of Kavitarkika Keshari. How he got the title, you know? Another. Similarly, a poet by name Dindima, a junior contemporary of Swami, challenged him to write an epic poem to match his work entitled Ramabhyudayam. He wrote Yadavabhyudayam, a poem exquisite beauty which was praised by one and all, and especially Appaya Dikshita of Advaita Darshanam, and yet an ardent admirer of Swami Deshigan. This was praised by Dindima Kavi himself as follows. Let us see. Vede Sanyata Khede Munijana Vachane Praptane Ityavamane Sankirne Sarvavarne Satitadanugunne Nishpramane Purane Mayavade Samode Kalikalushavasat Shunyavade Vivade Dharmatranaya Yobhut Sajayati Bhagavan Vishnu Ganthavataraha. What a beautiful sloka. Due to the nature of Kali Yuga, great confusion arose. Vedas were misinterpreted. The sayings of great men were ignored. There came about an admixture of castes. The sacred scriptures lost their validity. Mayavadis were gloating in glee. Sunyavada pervades everywhere, untrammeled. Swami Deshika appeared at this juncture as the very incarnation of the great bell of the Lord vanquished, and all the established dharma. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bharata abhyuttanam dharmasya tadatmanam srujamiham. Like that, in this crisis, Vedanta Deshika appeared there and condemned their thesis and conquered the spirituality. Deshika Swami wrote a poem entitled Hamsa Sandesam, which far excelled the famous poem of Kalidasa's Megha Sandesham. Once when he returned after his daily rounds of begging for rice, that is called Uncha Vritti, somebody out of a pity at his utter penury means poverty, utterly poverty is called penury, had deposited a few gold coins to help him. When he noticed them, he threw them out, saying they were like vermins, insects. A Vidwan by name Kandadai Lakshmanacharya had committed some apacharam to Swami. Subsequently, he was found suffering from serious and incurable ailment. Then Swami rushed to and begging his forgiveness, partook Swami's Sripada Tirtham. Means, when he got that ailment, he immediately approached his Guru, Desikacharya, and partook Swami's Sripada Tirtham. Not only was he cured of his ailment completely, but he was also blessed to have a son who was not possessed for a long time. he was named Tirtha Pillai in honor of the drinking of Sri Pada Tirtham. Especially in the Vaishnava community, Sri Pada Tirtham is one of the most Tirtham is given in during the auspicious or inauspicious times to sanctify the soul with just drinking the Sri Pada Tirtham before having our daily routine of eating lunch or going walk or anything else. Whatever that, Sri Pada Tirtham is considered the most powerful and greater one, especially in the community of Sri Vaishnava sects. A prolific writer, he wrote more than 100 works. His magnum opus is his Rahasya Trayasaram. Vedanta Desika's work especially is called Rahasya Trayasaram in Manipravala style. Manipravala means a mixture of language Sanskrit and Tamil, explaining an inimitable manner Tattva, Hita and Purushartha, as well as the significance of the three great mantras of Ashtakshara, Dvayakshara, Charamashloka, etc. This Rahasya Traya Stotra, what he wrote and named Rahasya Trayasara Stotra, was reckoned as one of the 4 works that any Sri Vaishnava should study, the other 3 being called Sri Bhashya, Gita Bhashya and Nalayara Divya Prabandha. Sanskrit we say Panchamahavakavya, no? Like this, in Tamil Vaishnavism, there are 4 works, that is Sri Bhashya, Gita Bhashya and Nalayara Divya Prabandham. Even Swami's Rahasya Trayasara also included in that place. Therefore, they became 4. Swami at Srivilliputturu. When in Srivilliputturu he composed Goda Stuti, the Chudi Kudutta Nachiyar was so pleased that she ordained that the Sotra should be recited during her Utsavam days along with the Divya Prabandhams. To this day, the recitation is being followed in Srivilliputturu especially. After visiting Tirupullani, Tirukkurugur, Tiruvananthapuram and other shrines in Malaynadu and Choyanadu, he returned to Tiruainadu. Once a Mestri, wishing to test his skills as Desika was named Sarva Tantra Swatantra, challenged him to construct a well with broken and irregularly shaped bricks that were supplied to Desika. He built a well almost in no time, which stands to this day as a testimony of his dexterity as professional mason. Even in this field also, Desika proved he himself one of the significant one. Afraid that they cannot win a debate with Swami, some Jain priests joined hands with the leaders of other faiths and confronted Swami during a festival, Tiruainadai. Single-handed Swami proved them all wrong by dashing to ground everyone of their arguments. The convincing repartees of Swami during this debate is enshrined in his famous Paramata Bhangam during Swami's last days. Having lived a full and rich life of 101 years, in God's century, and satisfied with his works on earth, Swami Desika cast his tabernacle, mean a kind of samadhi of flesh, praying to Udayavar and Appular by placing their padukas on his head, which he kept on the lap of Nainachar, and his feet on the lap of Brahmatantra Swatantrar, one of the famous disciples of Acharya. While his Sishyas chanted Tiruvalmozhi and Upanishad, he had attained Paramapadam in Saumya year in the month of Kartigai. In the star of Kartigai. And the Kali Yuga year 4471, which corresponds to 1369 AD. Taniyans of Swami Deshika. A number of Taniyans, Taniyans mean laudatory dedication verses, were dedicated to him. His son Varadacharya implores the great line of poetics and dialectics and great preceptor of Vedanta should reside in his heart always. Shriman Venkatanatharya Kavitarkika Keshari Vedantacharya Varyam Me Sannidattam Sada Hridi Shri Ramanujadaya Patram Jnana Vairagya Bhushanam Srimad Venkatanatharyam Vande Vedanta Deshigam. Another one was by his disciple Brahma Tantra Swatantra, which was said, I salute the great Venkatananda, also named Vedanta Acharya, and lion among poets and logicians, and who was well adorned by both knowledge and discretions, and who well deserved of graceful Srimad Ramanuja. He also sang a Pasuram. சீரொன்றுதோப்புல் திருவேங்கடமுடையான் பார்வொன்ற சொன்ன பழமொழியுள் ஓரன்று தானே அமையதோதரணியில் வாழ்வொருக்குவனே ரப்பமலவம் வழ்வு. Pillai Lokacharya, the dozen of Tengalai Sampradayam lavished the praise on Swami Deshika that for a person who deserves to ascend up to the heavens, even a single statement of great Acharya, Tupul Tiruvengada Mudayan, Vedanta Desika, name, uttered by him for the benefit of humanity would be sufficient to lift him up to his desired goal. It is really intriguing to find that when all these leaders of the stature of Brahma Tantra Swatantra and Pillai Lokacharya have been honest in their approbation means acceptance, and lavish in their praise of this towering personality, some people try to totally black out any references to Swami Vedanta Deshika as if he never existed, or if he did, he was a persona non grata, objectionable person. Thus we are fortunate to know the greatness of Swami Vedanta Deshika. Now we came to know the greatness of Acharya Vedanta Deshika, who has renowned so many stotra granthas and literary works and lived for 101 years. He had a lot of things brought before us to know so many remedies for our grievances. For example, if any problems of serpents, let us see Garuda Dandaka or Garuda Panchashat, Garuda Gayatri, it will be vanished. Like this, Vedanta Deshika, we can say as spiritual physician. Generally we used to say allopathy, homeopathy. He is spirituopathy. Like that, we are really indebted to have such a great revered Acharya in our earth. So let us follow him. Let us prostrate at the feet of Vedanta Deshika. Shri Akantaya Kalyana Nade Nade Dinam Shri Venkata Nivasaya Srinivasaya Mangalam Mangala Shasana Parer Madacharya Progamaihi Sarvaisha Purvairacharye Satkruta Yastu Mangalam.